I need a couple of drones and 4 men.
Only 4?
4 is enough, if they're the best.
Is this the Cold War all over again?
The Cold War was about 2 countries stockpiling weapons. The Sigma theory is mankind's greatest disruption. It's our chance to demolish the global financial system and a whole lot more. I see only 2 ways this can end. The world will be wiped out.
Or it will be saved?
Or it will be changed forever.
But how do you plan to win this war?
I don't plan to win. But I'll do my best to be the last one to lose.
All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're Mi-Clos Studio, and we're coming to you live from Paris. And we're going to show you for the very first time, you're going to see Sigma Theory. We've been working on Sigma Theory for a couple of years now, and if you've come to see us at Gamescom or at GDC, you might have seen an early build of the game, but this is the first time that we're showing this almost beta build of Sigma Theory to everybody, and we hope you're really going to enjoy it. Thanks for making the time to come be with us tonight. We really appreciate it. I'm Fernando Rizzo, and I'm joined tonight by Michael Peifert.
Yeah, I'm Michael Peifert, creative director and producer of Mi-Clos Studio.
And this is our colleague Fibre Tigre.
Hello, we are happy to show Sigma Theory after 4 years of work. And yeah, you won't see everything tonight, but you will see a lot of things that are very cool.
You will see a lot of, we hope you think it's very cool. We think it's really cool. And this is a game that's been a real labor of love here. And it's pretty awesome, we like to think. So you're going to see it all. We're very thankful to our friends at Piranha King and our friend Cow for hosting us tonight in this awesome space. And yeah, why don't we get into showing you what you signed up to see. This is Sigma Theory. So Sigma Theory is the first big release that we're going to have since we launched Out There, that hopefully a lot of you have played several years ago. And Sigma Theory, it's a very different game from Out There. It's a near-future espionage, adventure, interactive fiction / strategy game. We really think that this is an unknown territory for all of you. I can't think of a game quite like Sigma Theory. And Michael, why don't you show us? So this is the very beginning of the game, and from a 50,000 foot level, Sigma Theory is a game about managing a covert espionage and research program in a near future Cold War. So there's been an incredible advance, which is the Sigma Theory, that's going to unlock the technological singularity. And every country is in a race, sort of with like a Manhattan Project style research program to unlock all of the secrets of Sigma Theory before their competitors can.
Yeah, so with Sigma Theory, we wanted to put the player in the skin of a politician.
Yep.
So someone who has a lot of power, but also is accountable to his government.
Yep.
And personally, I've been really inspired by House of Cards, Homeland, and also the Americans.
Yep.
Where, I mean, all the action is not like when they're fighting with firearms. It's all these discussions between very important people, and from this discussion, maybe a war will start somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
And also, I've been working for an intelligence agency when I was a freelance. I can't tell which one because
they
otherwise,
kill you.
Yeah, they will arrest me. And but it was very intimidating to go to the headquarters.
Yeah.
And it was cold. It was like Russia, with snow, and it was really interesting to enter this world. So.
And this is a world too where there's never a perfect decision, right? Like everything you do is gonna make somebody upset. Like there's no like perfect gameplay decision that where everybody wins, right?
First, it's like there is a little bit of procedural generation in the game, so you can have a very strong strategy ahead of your first play or your play and saying, I will take this strategy and win the game. You have to adapt. And in fact, as you said, each time you have to make a choice. You have to choose between like 1 or 2 or 3 options, and they are all bad. And you have to take the less bad one.
Right, exactly. And that's kind of what the situation that Frank in House of Cards finds himself in, or Claire in Homeland,
Yeah,
right?
that's what we do in everyday life too.
Yeah.
And what you will see in the gameplay today are a piece of gameplay that are quite new. And during the last 4 years, we tried a lot, and we had to erase things because things didn't work. Because what we'll see are new things.
Yeah, because the thing is like out there, we didn't use a game template to create the game.
Yeah.
For the second biggest game, Sigma 3, we start with a human condition.
Yeah.
And out there, it was mostly about loneliness. And with Sigma Theory, we start with this human condition where you have a lot of power, but you're so uncountable. So it's and all the gameplay is built around this very core concept.
Even though we are talking in English, we try to make a French game, and in Mi-Clos Studio Games, we have like two principles. First, you don't use violence as a mean or end, and violence is the last thing you want to do in any of our games. We have to tell about violence in a political and a spy game, but this is not a good option in Sigma Theory, just as in Out There, which there was no violence, and there is no money in the game. You can buy things, you can even erase money from the world in this game. So that's the 2 principles that we lay the Mi-Clos game on.
Because there is violence in Sigma Theory, but it has huge consequences if you use it.
Of course.
So, this first screen that we're showing you here...
Just after designing your own self in the game, because in the game you are playing a very high-ranked diplomat.
That's right.
You are the head of your agency. What kind of country you are playing?
I choose
We're playing France, right?
So we are playing France. We are playing the head of the DGSE, or the French spy agency.
The Sigma division.
Yeah, the Service des Renseignements. And you are the first thing you have to do in this game is to recruit 4 people, 4 agents, and you are 4 agents between 50 of them, and they have to complete each other with skills. The one should be...
That guy looks familiar.
Yeah. So one should be an action man. So some guy that can, use a weapon to achieve what he wants to do or she wants to do. One should be a detective type, very smart guy that can, a little bit like Sherlock Holmes on the field, that can understand clue and people. One should be a hacker that can hack databases, and one should be with a special skill such as seducing people.
But I mean, after anybody can play their own style.
Yeah,
and
sure.
What I like about this huge selection of characters is we have a lot of diversity. We have people from 10 different countries with different cultures. They have their own biographies, so they have their own goals.
Yeah, these aren't procedurally generated. These are all handcrafted characters.
Yeah, they're not just pawns you move on the board.
Yeah,
they're really like humans, and you have to deal with their weakness and their strong.
The strength. Because for me, that's part of what makes Sigma Theory different from other games broadly in this genre is exactly what you said. They're not pawns. These are characters, and they have their own opinions. They have their own thoughts. You can give them orders, and they might carry them out, but they might disagree with those orders.
Yeah.
Those disagreements might have consequences.
Yeah, and what defines their behavior and character? It's their threats. So, Fivotit, can you talk a little bit about the threats?
Okay, traits are weakness and strengths of the spy, and they they define the play style. Venom, for instance, is first she's okay. Can just click on Venom. It's a
Venom?
good example.
Okay.
Yeah. So the real name is Kachi Dyer. She's some kind of dominatrix type female. Yeah. And in the you have a when you meet her for the first time, she's like wiping.
Wiping?
Yeah. No. She's eating some high diplomat from Britain. But anyway.
With a martinet?
Yeah. And okay, she's from England, so that's the first point, because when you have a spy from a specific country, the spy is supposed to know his or her country perfectly. That means that if you are playing France, you can send Venom in Britain, in the UK, and she will be more efficient than if you send a Chinese. That's
she already has a network of contacts.
Yeah, and you can see that there is the English flag and and sometimes they can be if they are illegal type of spies, if they have done some bad things, they can be research. They can be outlaws.
Yeah.
We don't need to tell all the secret of the game.
Yeah, sure. So about the traits, so Kachi Dyer, she's a seducer, for instance, and she's bloodthirsty and she's a jinx. So that's three traits we can talk about because they will be used in the game. So
how many traits are in the game already?
35.
35, yeah.
35.
So
And this is not all the characters.
No, there will be like 50 characters.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's cool is like the traits of the agents will define his behavior during the game, when he's on field, or for example, if you decide to be allied with a terrorist group, maybe it will upset her and she will resign. So
just about talking about just the three traits, because they are very iconic of the game. So as a seducer, she can seduce people more easily, and this is a big thing in the game, because this is part of the one third of the default of the game. But she's also bloodthirsty and a jinx. That means that if she has this choice, she will try to kill an enemy, even if you don't want to, even if it's very bad for the diplomacy. She won't listen to you. And you have an opposite character. You have a character with an heart of gold, and those characters, such as Mystery, if you tell her to kill people, she won't accept.
Don't
that.
tell everything about the game right now. We'll see. We'll see that in the gameplay.
Okay.
Well, let's.
I love this test.
I mean, of course he loves it.
Yeah.
Let's try to recruit one of these agents.
Okay.
Because as Fever said, you start the game by recruiting 4 of these agents. For your team.
Which one do you want, Phil?
So what the rarest type of agent is the hacker. So we need one.
All right. Double K is a good hacker.
Yeah, is the best one. So all the agents are written about real life people, and Double K is based on the someone that funded the Chaos Computer Club in Germany. He's the same kind of guy.
Okay, let's start the recruitment. So
when you click on an agent to recruit them, you see there's a little interactive fiction mini game here to recruit the agent, and based on what you know about them from the profile. Remember, they're all unique.
Yeah, they're all elite agents, so they just basically ask you, why should I work for you?
Right.
Yeah.
You've got to recruit them using an approach that appeals to that particular agent. Yeah. So why don't we pick an approach here?
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, it's not an approach. It's you have to read the biography and understand what they want. And they don't want some want money, some want adventure, some have values, and you have to understand their values, because the same value will be used through this character through the game.
You know what? Let's ask the chat to choose which is the best line to recruit him.
Show the biography to the chat. So.
All right, chat. What do you think we should do to recruit Double K?
Answer 1, answer 2, answer 3. But you have to
put chat. Put 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, and I will take a completely unscientific view of what seems to be the most prominent response.
It's pretty obvious. I don't want to spoil it.
I mean, okay. Looks like chat's saying 1. Michael, can we pick 1?
Okay. That's it.
All right.
Congratulations, chat.
We've got 1 agent.
All right. So,
All right.
second one.
Chat, who should we pick for our second agent?
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got lots of options. We've got...
Yeah.
Faber, I've always wanted to ask you this because I've only ever read it on Slack. I've never actually heard it
Tiger?
said out loud. How do you say Agent Quintuple 8's name?
Actually, it's not quintuple 8. It's
No,
8 because you know
It's
8
8
is a magic number in China, and
Yes.
is a real good Chinese agent. So
So we say that 8-8.
yeah,
Good
8
to know.
8.
Good to know. All right. Oh man. Okay. So there's a tie between Kepi Blanc and Saint.
Kepi Blanc and which one?
And which one?
He's
And
the
Saint,
Kepi Blanc. He's the ugly one. You know that one.
Oh, they are both elite agents.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell them.
So Kepi Blanc is elite. That's why he has a medal, and
Yeah.
it's one of his traits. And elite agent means that you can only have only one in your team. So you have to choose very carefully your elite agent.
And we're planning on having a progression system where, as you beat the game, you'll unlock more of these elite agents, right?
Yeah, that will be. Unlocking new agent will be part of the meta game and of the replayability of the game. So let's check his biography.
Kepi Blanc has
Yeah, tell the story of Kepi Blanc.
yeah, as his name indicates, is a ex legionnaire from the French Legion. And, yeah, it's a nice story. I think he eats his dogs at some point in the story.
Give some
Yeah,
hints.
he's lost in the desert
Yeah.
in North Africa and has to eat his dog to
Yeah, it
survive.
is a real story about the
It's
guy.
my
I know.
story.
Okay,
That's true.
the real name is Darius. So people that played the other game from Mi-Clos may know
Yeah.
about this character.
Yeah.
All right, what's our approach? Oh, somebody recognizes Darius in the chat. All right, chat. What's our approach to recruit Kepi Blanc? 1, 2, or 3? And while they're thinking about that, tell us about. All right, so tell us, for example, about Knife Fighter. What trait?
Okay, so
what
when
does
you
that do?
when you put a spy in another country, since he goes to the country by plane, he
Mhm.
can't carry firearm with him or her. So basically, he has a knife, and if he gets in trouble, whatever happens, he always have a knife, and if he happens to go into a fight and he's a knife fighter, he has an advantage.
Right.
But if you have some firearm expert, so you have to spend some time in the other country to find the weapon.
Also, what's interesting also is the survival. It means that if it gets arrested while a mission, he will not say anything under the torture, and he won't. I mean, he won't even get hurt. You know, he had a tough life, and yeah. So
All right,
what's
chat wants option 1. Chat wants option 1.
yeah.
Did we get him? I can't
Yeah.
see that far.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's speed up for the next. It's
So
What-
pick a seducer
Yeah. Let's get.
and pick seducer and
Her?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's good.
All right, Aphrodite.
Yeah, she's a South Korean people. So if you play South Korea, you begin with a spy that can disguise herself, and the last one should be mystery or maestro.
Mystery. Pick an American.
Mystery is
American
Yeah,
Consider
but we have 2 boys, so let's take 2 girls.
yeah, mystery is the non-see-through archetype.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's a pacifist.
Yeah, she was supposed to be like 15-year-olds, but Michael told me no, we can't hire underage people.
All right, well, there you go. If you want your headcanon to be that Mystery is 15 years old, folks, there's some canonical footing for that.
Actually, you can have relationship with your spies, so
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. All right. So here's the world map, and this is the view that you're going to be playing the game through most of the time.
Yeah.
And this is actually a good opportunity. We haven't really laid the stakes out, right? So what's actually happening in the world, and why do we need these agents?
So we have found the Stigmatory.
Yeah, the goal of the game.
How do you
yeah.
win?
Yeah, we are in this near future. We have found something called the Sigma Theory.
Yep.
And the Sigma Theory can change the world from one day to another.
Yeah.
with innovative technologies such as raising money from the world,
Yeah.
curing for cancer, and things like that.
It's a paradigm change in
Yeah, yeah.
everything.
So, and only 10 people in the world can work on this because it's something very complicated.
10 scientists.
Yeah, 10 scientists, and you are playing the 10 first power of the world, and each power of the world begins with one scientist.
Right.
So if the world stays like that, everyone will reach the end of the tech tree at the same time. But of course, we have spies.
Yes.
They have spies, and the goal of the game will be to find spies in other country and make them work for you,
Yeah.
whether they
Scientists,
want
not
it.
spies.
Yes,
Yeah.
scientists, whether they want it or not.
Yeah, so basically you have to send over your agents in different countries. So at the beginning you can just send them blindly, but you can also look at their biography to know which country they know the best, so they will be much more efficient.
Yep.
So let's send those guys over and let's keep this
Are we
girl.
going to leave one for defense?
Yeah, she
I
will
shouldn't
stay
do that. I
for.
shouldn't do that. Huh?
What? Yeah,
It's
but
not a vice strategy.
yeah, don't worry. We
Okay.
and she will do like contre-espionnage, which is very important because all the other countries also plays.
Yep.
And they have 4 agents just like you, and they have 1 agent, and they have the same objective as you saw. Each country will be like a different AI with different play style. Some of them will ally, some of them will be like, I mean, I won't tell everything, but so yeah, you play against everybody else.
That's right. And let's talk a little bit about the UI. So before that, so it's a turn-based game. Michael's about to hit end turn there, and the turns go by a day at a time. And so what's happening as the days go by?
So after the day has passed, you get notifications from your agents, and they just report if they succeeded the mission you gave them, or if they failed. So it's very important to read the notification because it's just like a report on all your actions. It's the main feedback you get from the game. So for example, like it's just the first turn, and we've got already all the world entering our territory. So
Yeah.
and luckily we have mystery watching.
See, it's good that we left mystery there.
She's very smart, you know. And I mean, you can also use her to send it over another country because your country still has like a basic contre-espionnage
Function.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So our agents have arrived, and
They're not all arrived. You can see that the agent you recruited,
Oh,
she
yes.
is Aphrodite. She has the trait businesswoman, and sometimes she has some business to do, and she will take some days.
as part of her cover.
yeah, because she has all the shit to do that doing your missions.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So when your agents are arrived, you have to assign them a mission. So there's different missions. For example, here we have hacking. So hacking, we'll show it later, but it has a very important function.
That's right.
He can look for a weapon on the black markets.
Yep.
Because agents they use like public transport, so they
Yep.
they cannot travel with firearms. Sigma's investigation is to try to localize the Sigma laboratory where the scientists are working.
Yep.
So this is very important. And recon is just to recon the area, and after that all the subsequent mission will be easier for the agent if he knows the country. For now, he just knows Germany and France.
Yep.
So if he's in Russia and recon Russia, he will have Russian knowledge,
Right.
and all his mission there will be easier.
With Ligor Lavrov.
What? Oh, we should talk about this
Okay.
later. So let's recon for him.
Okay.
Now. Where is the other one?
He's not playing
in the US.
He's not
Yeah.
playing very efficiently.
I'm showing the game. Huh?
No streamer ever plays that efficiently.
So yeah, let's find a weapon.
Yeah.
Fever, while Michael is giving orders to our agents, here's a question from the stream: are there male seducing characters? Are there male characters?
Yeah, of course,
that
of course,
seduce?
of course. You have Maestro, which is
That's
a
right.
James Bond type male character, and you have to understand something that if you are a male seducer, and if you have the trait seducer, you can even seduce people that don't like male people.
Wow.
Yeah, but very small chance.
We are equal opportunity about seduction at Mi-Clos Studio. All right, so we've gone to the next day.
Yeah. So.
What's happened to Kepi Blanc?
Yeah, I failed my mission.
Oh.
I was supposed to find some weapons, but I failed, and also the alert level has been raised.
I thought you were supposed to be an elite agent. What happened?
I don't know, man. It's not my day.
So this is an important gameplay element. So the alert level has gone up, and that means what?
That means that.
Okay.
That means it'll be harder to do missions. So let's talk about this.
No. I will just explain that.
Yeah. Okay.
Every country begins with an average alert level.
Yes.
The alert level, the lower the alert level is, the easier the mission are, and the easier the exfiltration are, which is the action sequences.
Right.
So the main point of the game is to have the lower alert possible, and to have the lower alert possible, you have to have good spies and affect them good missions, and if they are very good, nobody knows that you are here and doing your operation, and you can do everything efficient.
You're a ghost.
Yeah.
All right. There are ways that you can affect the alert level, but we'll come back to that. Let's talk about this.
So this is your scientists, and each day is just like in Out There, because I think you know Out There. Each day passing, you have adventures occurring, and this one is your head scientist, and he's asking you things. I don't know about that. I can't lead.
Yeah, to continue my research, I need 2 square mile testing zone in an urban area. So he's requesting something to make his research, but
it's ethically dubious to do what he wants you to do, right?
Yeah.
So after that, it's your choice to comply and say, "Yeah, no problem," or find an alternative solution. I mean, there's different choices, but thing is, like, you'll have a lot of random events like that during the game that will spice up a little bit everything that's going on, and everything can get really ugly if you don't make the good choice. But you won't know it immediately, because every choice you make doesn't have to have an immediate impact on the game, but it can be.
But it will later.
Yeah,
and there's sort of, and some of these events are trailheads for longer narrative arcs, right?
Yeah. So in this precise example, you have your scientist that is asking you basically, where can I do nuclear test, please? So you can do, let's do it in France, but of course your own hierarchy, your own leader will be pissed about that.
Yes.
You can tell, let's do it in an enemy country, so it's very bad for your relationship with this country, and you can do, let's do it in Antarctica, and everybody is mad at you, but a little bit less than just in an enemy country.
Yeah. Let's do it in Antarctica.
Okay, let's do it in Antarctica.
And then we have the consequence of this choice later in the game.
Exactly.
Okay, so just have a look. Let's have a look a little bit at the user interface.
That's a good idea.
This is the world map. This is the tech tree. It's still a work in progress. So, but the thing is that this is where you have all your scientists, and you can,
You can assign them.
You can affect them at different branches.
And it's a little like research in Civilization, right? You pick a branch, you assign a scientist, and it ticks along in the background.
Yeah, and if your scientist is specialized in this branch, the research will go faster.
So what are the gameplay effects from unlocking some of these discoveries?
I mean, what I like about the tech tree that Fibratic made, it's like the impact on gameplay is not that big. But the concept is like every discovery is like a world-changing new technology. For example, if you discover immortality, it will impact the world. But when you discover a new technology, you have the choice of keeping it for your country. So you have like an advantage on the others. You can decide to sell it to a private lobby, or you can decide to put it like open source, so everybody can benefit from it.
Yeah. Maybe it's time to talk about the Doomsday Clock.
Wait. And also what I like about what I think is very strong about this tech tree is like it's not just research and new technology. It's the branching story of the game. Yeah. Because depending of what you discover, what you do with the new technology, it will change the ending.
Yeah, you're changing the story by unlocking these different technologies.
Yeah, and this is very new. This is very innovative. I really like it. Good job.
Good job, boss.
So just I will still finish with the UI.
So this is the French flag there.
Yeah. This is your relationship rating with your government. This is the Doomsday Clock. Can you talk about the Doomsday Clock?
So you begin the game at 11:30, and if you reach midnight, it's the apocalypse, the end of the world. So each time you make a bad decision, or if another country make a bad decision, a very very strong disruptive bad technology, such as I talked earlier about wiping money from the world. So you can remove money from the world, but you can instead do the opposite, like increase inequalities in the world. So the rich get a lot richer and the poor gets a lot poorer, and so the Doomsday Clock can go slowly through midnight, and you have to prevent that. And sometimes you have to be, even if you want to be a very bad person, you have to be good because you have to win the game with that.
So what happens if it gets to midnight?
It's the end of the game.
Right.
So so you have to be careful. On all your action will have an impact on the Doomsday Clock, with who you ally with. I mean, there's a lot. Everything you do in the game has an impact on the Doomsday Clock. I won't talk about this because it's still.
That's placeholder.
Yeah. It's not placeholder. It's just that it's a bit complicated for now.
Yeah.
But let's go back to our agents right now.
Let's go back to our agents. Okay.
You didn't move any drones.
Yeah, we'll do that when we have the exploration. Okay, so let's try to find some scientists, because time. Okay, so.
All right. So while Michael is issuing orders, Fever, here's a question from the chat. Have we implemented double agent mechanics?
Yeah, you will see that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Okay, so I've assigned mission to all my agents. Let's end the turn. Okay. So, earlier in the game, okay, we have a lot to do.
Ooh.
Okay, so Aphrodite, she failed to localize some scientists, and the level has increased in India. I found one scientist in USA.
So sometimes it's not just black and white success and failure, is it? Like, what happened to Kepi Blanc there?
Yeah, Kepi Blanc. Yeah. So Kepi Blanc, he localized one scientist, but he's been spotted. He's been detected by counter-espionage.
Right.
So the alert level has increased as well. But
So it's like a partial success sometimes.
Yeah. So we have unlocked one target that works on finance.
Okay.
Same for what's his name?
Double K.
Double K, but it didn't get spotted, so that's great. And yeah,
She's on the
one enemy has been spotted in France, a UK agent, just like you.
Uh-oh.
Ugly.
I have nothing to do with that. I don't know anything about UK agents in France.
So now, I have a target. I have a scientist. Oh, that's great because okay, let's start by this one. So Double K didn't. I mean, he's part of the scientist, but he doesn't know anything about him.
Yeah.
And we need to investigate a little bit to get more information, like what is his sexual preference, what are his traits. And when we know that, it will be easier to find the best approach to get the scientist to work for us.
Because what are the different approaches to get a scientist to work for us?
So maybe you can click on the other scientists because they are shown.
Yeah, because actually, Kepi Blanc did a critical success. So he spotted the scientist and he also got all the information about him.
Yeah. See, he is an elite agent after all.
Yeah. So we have 54 heterosexual men there, but he's misandrous. It means that if you are a woman, it's difficult to interact with this guy. He's a pacifist. That means that if you are a good guy, he will like you.
Yep.
And he's chaste. That means that you can't try to seduce him. He won't be seduced anyway. So the approach with him would be abduction, but abduction has this problem is that if you abduct someone, of course he won't be happy with that, and he will work for you in some kind of jail, and he will work for you at half the speed.
And it will also have an impact on your relationship with his country.
Of course, they want that. You can try to seduce him. That is a nice approach, but you can't try with him because he's chaste. and you can bribe him if you have a neutral approach about bribing with this guy. But some scientists love money, and some who don't, and some spies are very good with giving money with people. And the last one is conversion. It means that you basically tell go work in France. It's better.
It's an ideological approach.
Yeah, you try to change his ideology and to turn him against his country.
Yeah.
So chat, which approach?
All right, let's get this dude, chat. What are we going to do to get John Cannon into our organization? Chat, I'll let you.
Yeah.
I'll let you choose. Abduct, seduce, bribe, or convert. Tell us while we explore a bit more of the UI. We'll check back with you in a minute.
Okay, so let's talk about the diplomacy.
Okay.
So each country has a
Score.
diplomat, let's say, and the diplomats are your contacts to this country when you need to negotiate something.
Yep.
For example, if you want just to improve your relationship with this country, if you want to lower the alert level, because the more it's high and the more it will be difficult for agents to do the mission over there. Or it can be much more interesting, like for example, you can trade your research.
Yep.
And also, for example, if you got one of your agents arrested,
Yep.
you can try to negotiate his freedom.
Or if you've captured one of his agents.
Yeah, you can exchange also
Yeah.
the prisoners. So this is really what I like also about espionage. It's it's all about negotiation and trading everything you have to reach your objective.
Maybe we can.
Let's have a.
No. We can just first inspect. Do an investigation about.
Yeah. We're gonna ask Aphrodite to investigate on the Indian diplomats because they also have some vulnerabilities, and we can also this is a little bug, but we can also find like compromising information about him.
Right.
For example, a sex tape
or a P tape. What can you do with that compromising information?
So when you have your meeting with this guy, you can say, okay, hi, how are you? Or you can say, I have this sex tape of you. what do you have to say now?
But in the vulnerabilities field, you can just have his temper. You know if he's a nice guy or he's a paranoid.
And you'll have an idea of how to talk to him.
Yeah. So I'm taking a meeting with this guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, you're investigating him. You're
Investigating. Sorry. Okay, so
can you set up a meeting with somebody else so we can show it in the UI there?
You can set up a meeting with the guy you are investigating.
Yeah.
Ooh, good idea.
Okay. So it adds up to my agenda.
Yeah.
So Microsoft Outlook.
That's right. Just who doesn't want to play a game about Microsoft Outlook?
Yeah.
But just like in real life, you've got a finite amount of time in the week, right?
Yeah. So when you take multiple meetings, it adds up to your agenda, and you have to also, manage your time,
right?
And also being strategic on when you need the information before the meeting, because if you start a meeting and you don't have any information about him, it will be much more difficult for you. Okay, so do we have a choice for the?
John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, says, "Abduct, let's get wild."
Okay, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, we have a field specialist with a weapon.
Shit. I shouldn't have do that. Nah, that was a good.
Oh no! Yes.
Oh
course.
right.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't have weapons, I can. I think I can.
Yeah, you have a weapon, but you can. You didn't. You forgot to put your drone on it.
Listen.
No. I don't have.
Viewers
weapons.
at home, we've made a terrible tactical mistake.
I canceled. I will find a weapon.
Okay, we cancel.
And after that, we abduct him.
Okay, all right. Listen.
Move your drone.
Chat.
Yeah.
I promise you, we're gonna abduct this guy, but we'll do it in 2 minutes.
And you know what? We're going.
This is a good opportunity to talk about drones.
Yeah. Let's make the drone go to USA to. So the drones also, I really wanted to have drones in the game because it's so important in modern warfare.
Absolutely.
And because it gives a lot of intel information, it's really good. It's really good spy to have recon on the field, but also we have flying killing machine, remote controlled. And for me, it was really important to have those in the game. So the drones, for the moment, they don't really have a big impact on the gameplay when you're on the map, but it will have a very big impact during the exfiltration phase, which is completely different, and you will see later.
I would just add something.
Yeah.
Michael has identified a scientist, and he was about to abduct him, but first he wanted to have a weapon, so he delayed the abduction for like 3 days. But in this time, other power can abduct the scientist before him.
Right.
That's why you have to manage your time very wisely.
When you spy scientists, you have to
Don't wait around.
Yeah, don't waste time and try to get him as soon as possible. Okay,
Alright.
I've got a pistol.
Nice.
It's
It's not the only kind of weapon you can get, right?
Yeah, you can get like automatic rifles. You can get shotguns. Okay, some information on the scientists. More corporate espionage. All right. And Aphrodite got information about this diplomat. Okay, we have another random event.
Oh no, our unethical scientists want more stuff from us.
Alan DeWitt Moret has informed me that 5 human test subjects are required for the current Sigma project.
Oh no.
It was made abundantly clear to me that there's a strong chance none of them will survive the test process.
So we need 5 people for science,
To
but
be guinea pigs.
but they will die.
Yeah, we just get them and we don't even tell what's about.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Let's
Yeah,
do that.
I-
We've been really good up until this point. Let's see what the dark side is like.
Yeah.
And this is another one of kind of the principles of the game, right? It's not like Mass Effect where we're telling you that you've made an evil choice or a good choice, right? We're kind of leaving it up to you to decide what's evil
Yeah.
and what's not.
Yeah, the game doesn't judge you. Never, it will judge you. It's because
There's a
we-
lot. There's big stakes here, right?
Yeah, and when you're a politician, there's no good or bad choices. You just make choice to survive. Because when you're into politics, everybody wants you dead or alive. Everyone wants to take your place, and you have to make alliance with people you won't really like these people in real life.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with a lot of third parties that come to you and ask you for help, and in exchange of their help.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
I would like to try to hear what you found on the Indian diplomat.
Ooh.
yeah,
Okay.
So
We've investigated this
he's
diplomat.
ignorant and paranoid. So let's remember that the next time we meet him.
Yeah.
We
What
meet
a
in
great
with-
combination.
yeah.
That's all right. So he's ignorant, he's paranoid,
Yeah,
and we have a
yeah.
meeting with him in 3 days. Yes. All right. Let's not do the exfiltration until we've met with this chap,
Yeah.
right?
So Double K got information on the Russian scientists, but partial information, not everything.
She's a woman, and
Yeah.
we
Not
don't
really
know if she's
useful.
a heterosexual or homosexual woman.
Well,
I
we
mean,
don't
Double
know.
K, he's a hacker. We're asking him to
Yeah.
do a lot of stuff outside of his
Let's-
expertise here.
Do you think he can seduce her?
Worth a try.
Oh, wait, I just want to,
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
because he's a loner, so I
Yeah.
don't think it's a good idea
The loner trait is the opposite of the
Yeah.
seducer trait.
Well, I mean, we maybe the fans want to see an abject failure. In an attempt.
Let's seduce her.
Okay.
It might work. I
It
don't
might
know.
work. It might work.
Okay. Investigation, still espionage. Okay.
All right. So this is an interesting question. Is it possible to do missions in the shadowed countries? So Australia or Greenland or one of the Scandi countries or Africa.
Actually,
Well, so for the moment, we have those 10 playable countries, but our objective is to add new countries after release of the game. The thing is, like, the game is balanced to work with 10 countries, so I think what we will do is that we will add extra countries, and when you play a new game, you just select the 10 countries you want in the game.
Right. Like Football Manager.
Yeah. So, yeah.
One of you maybe got that reference. Okay.
So it's
And we should talk about kind of the campaign mode a bit.
campaign mode.
yeah, if you play
yeah.
like if you play the USA, for instance, you'll have the regular game, and you will have a specific scenario that unfolds through the game, and you have to use those spies to do something great about America with your spies, and that is in addition of the game.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you could play the game as any country and you'll have an interesting experience because there's so many events and so many agents, but there will be an additional narrative if you play as one of these campaign
This is an
countries.
additional narrative tailored for the country, for USA, for Russia, for France, for something like that.
And our goal is to make a lot of those, right?
Yeah, we actually we want people that if you play India, it's not like America in India. You play an Indian diplomat with an Indian wife,
Yeah,
and you
it's
play
a
in an
unique experience.
Indian house, and
Well,
you live in India, you know.
Yeah.
What would be cool is that those country-specific storylines, there would be like a movie scenario, you know,
Yeah.
with a lot of investigation, new characters coming in.
Hmm.
How do you say rebondissement in English?
Yeah, twists.
Twists.
Yeah, twists.
And with also different endings on how you deal with the situation.
Because that's really what we're trying to achieve, isn't it? We want it to feel like you're the star of this political thriller, right?
Yeah,
You're the
yeah.
star of this show.
And moreover, we also push the player to play his own style, to play himself. It's a role-playing game. That's why we don't see the player in the game, because the main character is the player.
Right.
Okay.
It's time for abduction.
Yeah. It's
All
time.
right. We promised you an abduction. We're gonna do it.
All right. So we have my drones in position, and when the exfiltration will start, they will be there to support my agent.
Cool.
She found a scientist, but we don't know anything about
Yeah.
him. Or
All right. So this is now a second layer to the game. So up until now, we've been on this world map screen, and Michael, where are we going now?
So so for this game also for me it was really important to have at some point action, action, but not like a tactical turn-based game like XCOM. I wanted to have the player like he was Obama in the war room
Yeah.
during the Osama bin Laden operation. So, and like all the game, you take decisions. You're not on the field. You're not trying to escape the bullets and stuff like that. You are supervising and taking the big decisions in the game.
Right.
And that's how the exfiltration was being taught.
All right. So here's Kepi Blanc. We've got a random operation name generator naming our operations. And so he's in the US and he's going to try and abduct this scientist. So it reminds you of his abilities and what weapons he's got.
so yeah, you have this is the exfiltration point, and you begin here, and you have to go to the city of Washington.
Yes. So we'll have like procedurally generated cities with building depending on which country you are.
Unique architecture for each location.
Yeah, and yeah, so you see the progress of your agent on the map, and sometimes it stops because it needs your input. It needs your decision. So the first here is I've arrived at the luxury hotel. From the briefing, the rear exit is managed by police who seem to be guarding a VIP. I'm going to have to find another route. So what's important here is that we have the alert level, which is linked to the alert level you have in the strategy phase.
Yep.
And this alert level will define how difficult the mission will be. So every time you take a decision, it'll have an impact on the alert level.
Because you can be more subtle and you can be more forceful, right?
Yeah, and you can be stealthy or and also your agent has a life bar.
Yeah, it's underneath our picture, unfortunately.
Oh shit. Okay. You know
Just,
what?
you'll have to trust us. The agent has a life bar. Oh, nice. Oh, wow.
Yes. Let me right here.
High tech. I like it.
Okay, so I can go upstairs in the hotel and try to find another way out. There's a parking garage adjacent. Go that way. So
Let's go to the parking
No.
garage.
Your agent
No.
has not the driving perk, so I would go to the hotel.
Okay. We should listen to Fever Tiger because he wrote all
So
of these.
upstairs on the roof. So I think it's going to end badly. Oh,
no,
great.
Yeah, it went good.
So I made it to the roof and back down to street level through another building. I'm proceeding as planned. And
So this is an important thing to highlight, right? There's never a right or wrong decision, right? You are making these decisions are up to you.
Actually, this decision was good, thanks to kind of different reasons. But if it was another agent, it would have been the bad decision.
Right.
Okay.
And when you say there's no bad or good decisions, every decision will use the skills of your agent, his strength or his intelligence or his traits. So you can find the same events and have different outcomes. I'm on the planet
you have a
route.
fence.
Huh?
You have a fence blocking your way.
Oh.
Okay, I'm on the planet route, but I've run into a fence. Definitely no. Okay, go over it. Yeah. Great.
And so like going over it is kind of a physical challenge, and finding another route is kind of an intellectual challenge.
Yeah. So he uses strength, and he has good strength, so he has greater chance to succeed.
Exactly.
I'm a pedestrian area with narrow streets. I think I'm off the map. I don't recognize this from the briefing. Trust your instincts. We can take a surveillance drone to send you direction. So since I have my surveillance drone active, this one, I can use it to give him some directions, so it doesn't get lost.
But if we use the drone, can we use it again?
The surveillance drone, you can use it during hold the mission, which is not the same for the attack drone.
Right.
See, okay.
Oh, speaking of the attack drone.
Yeah. So when so this is a threat. So it can be depending on the alert level, will be like 1 to 2, I don't know how many policemen. So we have a very low alert level. We can we can just go in and kill them. There's a lot of different options for combat.
If we kill them, it's going to have repercussions outside of here, right?
Of course.
Yeah, and right here, like my surveillance drone can give me a chance. Can give a chance to my agent to just avoid this threat and take another street. But this won't be an option for now. So now we have the option to use the attack drone. So the attack drone is very cool. It's very powerful because it can kill the policeman just like that. But also it has a lot of repercussion because there will be civilian casualties.
Collateral damage.
Yeah, I don't say it in English or whatever. And will have a big impact on your relationship with this country.
Right.
So, but I mean, we're just going to do it, right? Because it's
we're gonna listen. We're not endorsing drone warfare. We're just showing you because the animation is pretty cool. Okay, so this is not that Mi-Clos Studio is in favor of drone strikes, but we are in favor of this cool
you can't
drone cam.
you can't use drone on every mission because it will be too bad for the relationship, and you can win the game this way.
Right.
So there's only 3 policemen, and you better not launching your missile into a building. Yeah.
Ooh, pretty accurate.
Yeah. Boom. Okay. The threat is eliminated. We can go forward. Okay.
All
There's
right.
some sort of protest happening in the street ahead. Lots of civilians. Try to blend in or bypass it. Try to blend in.
Let's try to blend in.
Oh.
Ooh.
This was a
No.
great place to lose a tail, but getting through the crowd was difficult. I'm behind schedule now. I'm in the subway, there's the conductors moving through the train and they're checking passenger, looking for me, I think. So we can try to be like stealthy, or no, not even stealthy, we neutralize them, or we can pull the alarm and get off the train.
Right. Let's pull the alarm.
Yeah, great.
Okay. Well,
Failed.
pulling the alarm
Yeah, it was
had
effective.
the desired effect, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, we should have kept the combat drone for.
Well, this English writing is great.
Okay, I'm passing by a hospital.
Who
So
did this?
here I'm is passing through an hospital, and we have the choice to ask him to see so his wounds to heal.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It didn't get any hits, so we can just
We can bypass
stick to
the
the plan.
hospital. Okay. Oh, more cops.
Yeah. So the attack drone just works one time, each mission. So but it's interesting because we'll see the combat system.
Boy, it's almost like we planned this. All right, so
It's a SWAT. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 6 of them.
Yeah.
But you have a great agent,
Yeah.
and he has a weapon.
He's really strong. He has a pistol. So here we have 4 different choices. We can flee.
yeah,
We can neutralize them. Means that we just put them on the ground
without killing them.
Yeah, without killing them and discreetly, stealthily. Or we can kill them and continue to the plan.
And the U.S. will be really mad at us if we
sure.
kill a bunch of cops. And we've already killed some cops, so yeah.
And if we think our agent will not survive, we can surrender. So he just gets arrested, and we can negotiate his freedom later in the game.
Yeah.
Remember that some agents just refuse some order. Some
That's true.
Yeah.
agents refuse to surrender. Some agents refuse
Yeah.
to kill. Some agents refuse not to kill.
That's right. It's also slightly unrealistic that you can surrender to American cops and they won't kill you. But you know, it's a science fiction game, folks. So the UI is kind of giving us hints about how
Yeah.
risky these options are, right?
Risky, it's like the easiest setting. Quite risky, it's medium risk. And there's very risky, which is red, which you have a very small chance to succeed. So
Okay, look, we've already killed a bunch of cops.
let's neutralize them.
Let's neutralize them.
All right.
Hey!
We've neutralized them. He lost some health, and the alert level has decreased.
Because he did it quietly.
Yeah, just like a
Yeah.
cuddle.
Yeah, sort of a Vulcan neck
No,
pinch.
maybe a little bit like Jason Bourne. Love.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jason Bourne. There we go. Cuddle.
There's a police riot van rolling this way, and armed police working next to it. Find somewhere to hide and let them go past. We're going to clear the route for you with a drone strike, but my attack drone is already used, so I can't do that. I tried to blend in with the crowd in a cafe, but I knocked over a table and drew attention. Yeah, sorry.
He's under pressure. He's under pressure.
yeah.
I would have done that.
Yeah.
All right. One. Avatar says the text says 4 agents and the picture says 6. Remember, folks, this is alpha software, and you're seeing it early in development, and there's going to be lots of stuff that doesn't quite work. yet.
What was what did he say?
There's a disparity between the number of agents in the text and the number of agents in the UI.
That's not a mistake actually, because sometimes you meet just one very special agent which is so strong. It's
right,
like
represented by multiple
cop.
agents in the UI, right.
Sometimes it's just 12 inexperienced cops, so it's like 2 big agents.
Right.
So
it was 4 cops and 1 cop
Yeah.
with the strength of 2 cops.
yeah, it is a new cop unit.
Exactly. One of them was RoboCop.
Okay, so he met like a guy he knows from the past,
Cool.
and we have the choice to approach this guy and
See if he'll
ask
let us
for
through.
help,
Yeah.
or just flee as fast as possible.
Let's approach the guy.
Yeah.
We had cool.
Yeah.
Oh no!
It turned out to be a bad idea. He gave me
be-
10 seconds head start before he called the.
Just before you close, I will just say something. Is that even though we are close to the end of the exfiltration, so
Yeah.
maybe we won't have any fight, you have to lower the alert level as much as possible, because it will have an impact the relationship.
Exactly.
Because
And as the alert level goes up, we start running into more and
Yeah.
more cops,
Yeah.
right? So even though we're almost at the end here,
No.
it's kind of a white knuckled escape. This one. What do we got?
Okay, someone's camera everywhere. Should I try to hack the camera or just try to avoid them?
you can't hack.
Oh, uh-oh.
I
Oh,
try
boy.
anyway.
Okay,
I
But-
know he's
but
hacking.
we made
okay,
it.
We made it.
we made it.
So Kepi Blanc and John Cannon, the scientist, are successfully extracted, and diplomatic relationship with USA has decreased, obviously, but our government
France
is
loves
very
you.
The
happy.
the French love it. They can't get enough of it.
I can't prove
Oh.
it, but that is. I know it's what's you and your agency behind this operation. You regret this, I assure you.
Oh wow. Well,
Okay, so now my agent will go back
to
to
France,
France with a scientist.
with his new scientist.
Yeah,
Thank
So
you.
good job. And yeah,
We've got a meeting tomorrow with the chief diplomat from India.
actually it was today.
Oh, was it today? Did we
Yeah.
miss it?
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh.
we missed it.
Uh-oh. Okay.
It's all right. I mean, we can take another
Meeting
appointment,
with
or
him.
we can show it another time.
Yeah.
Because the time is running.
Oh, yeah.
It's already
Oh wow,
10.
it's been an hour. Okay.
Yeah. So, what do we do? Should we continue showing the double agent?
I
stuff
think
like-
I think that we can show the diplomat dialogue just with the Indian.
Yeah, but it won't work. I think.
Let's take another
it's
meeting.
blacked out, so it needs.
Well,
Maybe
let's
you
go
can
through
take-
some of these questions from the,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah.
Maybe
stream
we
here.
can take another meeting
Yeah.
with the.
So here's a question. Any plans for online multiplayer?
Battle Royale mode?
Battle Royale, exactly. Yeah, there will definitely be a Battle Royale. It'd be fantastic.
So yeah, we get this question quite a lot because it looks like it could be played multiplayer. It looks like a board game, but like our previous game out there, it's a solo experience. It's a very heavy narrative game, and it wouldn't work. I mean, if we would do multiplayer, it would be a completely different game, which it's not planned. But we'll see. Maybe if we sell millions of copies, we can work on a multiplayer experience. But
Just buy
The-
1 million
yeah.
copy of this game.
yeah, just yeah, it's easy.
Well, yeah, if you buy 1 million copies,
Yeah.
then we'll definitely make the Battle Royale
Yeah.
mode. Don't worry.
But yeah, it was start from the beginning to be a solo experience, and yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of narrative content. Also, the exfiltration doesn't work with multiplayer because I mean,
Yeah,
I won't-
it's kind
I
of
won't-
asynchronous, isn't it?
I won't go into it, but it's not planned multiplayer.
And here's one thing actually we haven't talked about. So what? How long will it take to play an average game from beginning to end?
That's a good question. We are targeting session to be like between 4 to 6 hours.
So you
But-
can knock it out in a weekend.
Yeah,
But prepare to lose a little. The
Yeah.
first game.
But-
Well, and even if you lose, you've had an
Yeah.
interesting experience.
yeah,
and
losing
you've
is
seen-
But I
nice.
mean, like everyone who likes or out there will be at home with this game because it was designed to have a lot of replayability, a lot of emerging narrative content, and yeah, I mean, when you finish the game and there's a lot of different endings, different way to lose or to win.
Yep.
You'll just go back to the game, select new agents, play a different style, play in different countries.
Yep.
So yeah, the session for 200 gen is 4 to 6 hours, but it's not the end of the game. It's just the beginning.
What thing is interesting is that when you build a team of agents, you love them, you work with them, and you go through a new game, and those agents are recruited by the enemy, and you have to fight them in the game. That's a good feeling. I love that kind of situation.
No, that is cool, isn't it? And well, and I think we touched on this before, but there'll also be a kind of a light progression system, right? So as you play, you'll unlock new stuff.
Yeah, so most of the meta game will be around the agents. So when it's your first session, you have access to just a handful of agents, and as you play the game, you unlock new agents. I think we'll make the unlocking system pretty interesting because it won't be like finish the game or whatever. It will be what I like is to have like very specific action you have to make in the game,
Yeah,
and it will be
like an achievement.
yeah, it will be directly linked to a specific agent.
Yeah.
And yeah, and when you have this new agent in the recruitment database, you have to recruit him to find a good line. Otherwise, you won't be able to play this agent this time.
Oh, here's a question from Peter, who's been a long time Mi-Clos fan and a generally awesome
Oh
dude.
yeah,
Yeah, hey man.
All right. How difficult is the game compared to Out There, which is a famously hard
it's
game?
much more easier.
I mean, it's I think it's the complete inverse of Out There. In Out There, it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was linked to the core concept, which was like loneliness and survival in space, and you have zero chance to survive in space.
Yeah.
And here we are more into like politics, and when you're a politician, you never die.
And
You
some
can-
people win.
You can get over everything. Like
Yeah.
you can do the worst thing ever, and you always have a way out. You know,
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's
Ask Marion Barry or Sarkozy. Well, actually, no, not Sarkozy anymore.
we
Yeah.
say we won't talk about politics.
Oh, right. Yeah, no politics. Sorry.
But yeah, so this is the idea. It's like you can do different stuff in the game, but you will always have like a way to survive. But not all the time. But it won't be as brutal as out there.
Okay.
Do you have other questions?
I would love to see the diplomat.
Mac version.
Yeah, sure.
Mac version. Yep.
Okay.
Mobile version?
Yeah,
So
mobile
yeah, it's
version.
very important to say that the game will be on PC,
Yeah.
Mac, iOS, Android, and maybe on consoles as well. So, people would like to see a bit more gameplay. We would like to show a bit more gameplay, and I know he's really passionate about it. So
Well, why don't we do another stream soon?
yeah,
Because we've been going for a while.
Yeah.
And we'll do another stream soon, and we'll try to do semi-regular
Yeah.
streams.
now it's time for the secret operation.
Ooh.
So
Do I know? I don't even know about the secret. Oh, right, hacking. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So
Let's do some hacking.
So we've got Arcade, looks like, and we have this.
This is a. I don't know. It's an enigma. It's a code. Try to break that, and you will find
Yeah.
what would we find beyond
Yeah.
this?
So try to crack this code and
Take a screenshot.
The first, I mean, like the 5-10 first people who crack the code will have access to something,
Ooh.
and they will win something as well. So take a screenshot of this
Yeah.
and try to crack this atom or whatever.
Yeah.
And when you find when you crack the code, you'll know where to go,
And it's
and we'll be there.
I have to say I have to say something. I made that, and it's quite difficult. And if you can't find it, maybe we'll give some hints through the week or through the next days.
If you're not following Mi-Clos Studio on Twitter, follow us on Twitter. If you need hints, perhaps Fibra can be convinced to give you a hint. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right.
So yeah, take a screenshot because I'm gonna change the screen. I will put it again after. And
yeah, maybe we'll post this up somewhere.
Yeah. On Twitter.
Okay. All right. Thank you all very, very much for spending more than an hour with us tonight. That was extremely cool of you. We've had a great time doing this. I've had a great time doing this.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a great time doing this?
It's the first time I meet you.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
very happy
it
to
is.
meet you.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
finally.
it was cool
After
for
years
you
of
to
slack.
come from UK, and we're always happy to have you.
It's always good to be
Yeah.
here. It's always
Man.
good to be here.
And yeah, thank you so much to everyone who participated in the stream.
People are asking when, and the answer is soon.
Where what?
When's it coming out?
The game.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can talk a
Soon.
little bit about this. So the idea is that the game will come out this year, at least in some sort of beta, open beta, maybe early access.
Yeah.
But our goal is to have something playable for people this year.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And and I will just say that for now. But yeah, I just want to say again, thank you to everybody. I'm really touched to have you here and to have so much fans that follow us for now. I don't know, many years.
Yeah.
And it's really humbling. And thank you very much to all of you.
All right.
So
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
thanks.
See you.